attention. Yes. Welcome to KW Metro. We're going to get started now. Please disconnect from the Wi-Fi, silence your phone, and don't block the camera that we have at the very front.
Sam, I said don't block.
Oh.
Hi.
Okay, so we're going to go as quick as possible to get to the risk management part. Gratitude moments and wins for the week. What do we have today? Kareem.
I want to thank Ashley, for sponsoring the ADHD Entrepreneur event yesterday. It went amazing. And then I want to thank Nancy, Ari, Marwan, Nikki Francis for this awesome potluck. So much value and events and potlucks, and so thank you so much.
Thank you. Awesome. Who else? Raise your hand. Lynn.
I want to thank Nancy for lending an ear while I was gabbing about stuff, but also for connecting me with Hawthorne and Albatross to consider them for possibly an upcoming listing that we have. So, thank you.
Thank you. Today, they dropped off some caps. If you guys want one, I think we still have some left. But yeah, thank you so much. Okay, we're gonna move next. Alicia. Oh.
Where's Carla?
There's
Carla just joined my coaching program.
Thanks for being here. Property pitches. Any properties to pitch, Chris?
I just signed an agreement. It'll be on next week. It's a 3-bedroom, 5-bathroom. There's also a granny suite apartment, just about 5,200 square feet on a just about 10.5 acre lot with your own huge wine room. It's in Northeast Escondido, in Hidden Meadows. It's absolutely, I will tell you, the property is not like super upgraded or anything, but the views are absolutely stunning. There was one part of the room that was designed just so the sun literally comes up over the room, and it's beautiful. There's fireplaces in the kitchen, in the bedroom, and it lives all on pretty much one level. There's my client, one of them, it's a couple. He's a world famous artist, so he's got his studio there. So if you guys visit, you'll get to see all his wonderful art. And it's got a detached 3-car garage that's not permitted, but it's built like it is. But there's orange trees, avocado trees, lemon trees, olives, everything. It's awesome. It's we're putting it on the market at 1.988. And it'll be next week, so you guys can all come up. What's that?
Commune.
Yeah.
Oh, literally?
Y'all can get in and out together.
It's got heat, solar, like propane. It's on septic. But all that stuff has been upgraded. So the house itself is not totally upgraded, but all the infrastructure is in perfect condition.
Yes, we have a condo coming up in downtown in Trellis in the gas lamp. It's actually one that had been listed previously. The comps were at 660, but it's only got one parking space, so that's kind of been a tough little, plus there's 231 condos in downtown, 133 are 2 bedrooms, 2 baths, 17 of them are 2 bedrooms, 2 baths that are 810 to 1010 square feet. So this one's at 910, and then there are 6 of them with 1-car garages, so or garage space. So it's a 2-bedroom, 2-bath. We're going in competitively at $615, and there are some others elsewhere in downtown that are $599. We don't go live until tomorrow, and trying to get her to go down to the $5.99, but it's been a struggle. But I attended Broker Bob and Eddie's pricing thing to have a little more conversation before we go live tomorrow. But it's a great location. It's 1 block from Petco Park, 2 blocks from the convention center. Just a really nice vibe, nice feel to downtown. The HOA is $771. There's no pool. People ask about that, but and it's a penthouse level, so the top floor and the east tower. And they do have a 24-hour fitness center. They have barbecue, like an outdoor little courtyard area in the middle of that, which is really nice. So you're like in the city, but you don't feel like you're in the city with having that kind of enclosure there. So we're going to do the pitch downtown for that on Friday and have a broker open, and then 12 till 3 on Saturday and Sunday. So if you have anyone interested in downtown, the area is great. It's 530 K Street and 1115, so the 11th floor there.
Judy.
Big price reduction. Big. My listing on 1648 Pescadero Point in Chula Vista, Robin Hood Point, we just reduced to $849. Once again, they asked for a price reduction. I didn't have to ask them. They were ready. So this property has 4 bedrooms, 3.5 baths, with a bonus room on the ground floor, which could be a bedroom. It has a beautiful view from the deck. It has fruit trees, too many pomegranates on the ground. And it's got an enormous family room, 2-car garage, and a beautiful, quiet neighborhood. The fees are only $140, so once again, $849. I mean, I've seen properties all over Chula Vista with half the square feet. It's almost 2,100 square feet for the same price. I don't get it. It's a really great property, needs upgrading, that's all.
Which area of Chula Vista?
It's Robin Hood Point. It's right near Olympic Parkway and Brandywine,
Okay.
right south of the hospital. Bring me an offer. I mean, it's really a nice property. Somebody must like it.
Thank you, Judy. Okay, we're gonna move to the next one. Great, we have guests today. Can we have them at the front? They sponsored the pizzas that we had today at the potluck.
Yeah, we'll just get into it. Yeah. So, guys, how you doing? Well, we haven't given a presentation since high school, so. Very welcome.
Was that last
Channel
year?
Your business card. They all.
Yeah, so, like we told some people earlier, we're sisters. No, so they're twins. I'm the older brother. My name's Ofek. I'm 25.
I'm Ron, 24. I'm Yareen, I'm 24.
Yeah, and we're from Encinitas, and we're GCs. We run a development dream home. So our father was, he was a GC, but he worked with private investors, and we'll get into it.
Yeah, so our dad was basically, he used to flip houses and he had private investors. And then when we were kids, we were like 10 years old, we used to get paid in burritos and hot dogs.
Yeah.
And so we were the labor, and we learned a lot. We learned about all the trades: plumbing, electrical, drywall, everything. And eventually when my father retired, we took over the company and we started selling projects to, homeowners, helping them flip houses. We help realtors, we help everybody, we do bathrooms, kitchens, whole home remodels, ADUs. So we've been kind of independent for the last 5 years, and business has been growing every year. It's kind of funny, we have moments where we do weekly meetings, and it's just kind of crazy how it every year we see like the progress. And yeah, so we figured, this is a great way to network. For a long time, we were buying leads, advertising, spending a lot of money in these, just trying to get work wherever we could. Eventually, we realized the best way is to actually make one-on-one connections with realtors, designers, and people like that. And we learned everything as far as the business side of things on our own. The work we kind of learned with our father, but growing the business, we learned step by step together, trial and error.
And the connections, it's a win-win. That's the best way that's how we've seen a lot of progress with our business. But yeah, in regards to, like how we can help the realtors, like what we bring, what value we bring to you guys. If you're working with the seller and there's just like, minor things that you could change in the house, you could sell it just for way more. And
we're pretty flexible when it comes to pricing because we don't have huge overhead. And we've actually worked for a certain amount of time. We worked for these bigger home improvement companies as their GCs. So it's kind of funny. We've seen how like you have the handymans and you have the contractor is like an older guy and he just has a one man, him and maybe a couple other guys. And then we kind of found the sweet spot where we don't charge super expensive and we don't, we know our worth, but we're very reasonable. And for that reason, we stay busy and we deliver a good product. We deliver things on time. Because we're young, we take advantage of, group chats and all this texting. So we have certain systems that we place in the company that help us streamline the entire process, not just for us, for our subcontractors, for our realtors, for the clients, for everyone. So, yeah.
I have a question for contestant number 3. So do you guys have some properties that we could look up to see what kind of work that you do?
Yeah.
And whether it's like, I just left 2 places in Delmar after showing a property that we're going to be listing up in Carlsbad. So they had 2 properties in Delmar, so got to see them at different levels and then other places throughout. So you guys have some?
Yeah.
That's our hood, by the way.
What's that?
That's our hood. That's our neighborhood.
Nice.
Like we service majority of like North County, but we do all of San Diego County.
Wait, you didn't answer yet.
They speak for
We're number 3 now.
Right? We all have the same voice, but basically, we have testimonials. We have people we can always, if you need 3 or 4 clients, the references you want to talk to, we're open to giving that. And a lot of our clients, we work word of mouth, so it's very easy for us to, reach out to them. In today's society, everyone's on AI, online, social media. So for us, the more personable you are, the more real it feels,
Yeah.
So we try to stick to that.
Do you do just like keep the same footprint and make, the improvements, or do you expand on the footprint of the house, the floor plan?
So-
Do you build ADUs? To what
Yeah.
extent do you go?
That's a great question. I guess it's all situational. We go in there, our first appointment, we don't even come with any contracts, nothing. We come to get to know the client because we want to know. Usually each job is longer than a week or so, especially if it's like a kitchen or a whole home remodel. So we want to make sure that they're comfortable with us, we're comfortable with them, because it's a relationship at the end of the day. So that's our first initial response, is coming in, seeing what they need, realizing more or less we'll give them a ballpark at the end to see if it's in their budget, if it's not. If it is in their budget, then we can go more in detail and give a scope of work. Break everything down to the T, and we go through it with clients, whether you guys are there or not, and we'll tell them, hey, we can put vinyl flooring, it's a cheaper alternative than tile, and we help them save money so they can work and allocate those funds to a different project they might want to put money on, We know basically, because we've been doing this our whole life, we know what things cost, so we're able to come in, see the job. It's funny, they ask us, like, you're not taking any notes. But I'll go through the whole job with them, and then at the end I'll give them a ballpark on the spot. So you get a quick pricing, and we have the guys to do it all. So we made the right connections. We've gone through bad subcontractors. We've gone through good ones. We've gone through everybody, and we've handpicked the right guys.
Yeah.
And for that reason, we stay really busy.
Awesome, thank you. Okay, hold your questions till the end. Thank you guys so much. We'll move to the next. Really quick. Okay, did I get you guys' business cards? We're gonna do a run.
Can I just use yours and I?
Okay.
You pull your own cards, Charlie.
All right, here you go. We have one more coming in. And
You're contestant number 3.
contestant number 3 is gonna do the raffle.
Specialty.
What should be lit?
Where is this? Rebecca?
What'd you get? What did you get? I know, right?
Thank you guys.
Is it dues?
It's apple juice. It's apple juice. Okay, Mondays with Mark. You guys already know the schedule for the week. Mondays with Mark. We have BB's conversations. Ashley, business planning. We have it on the 30th for cappers and on the 31st open to the entire agent roster. And then, guys, I'm so nervous. BB's like eyeing me already. Wednesday, next Wednesday, no team meeting. Don't drive to the office.
Do drive to the office because at the same time we're gonna do some pumpkin carving because the staff is gonna be gone. So bring your own pumpkin. Sorry, Nick.
Jay, the stuff is not here?
We can do whatever we want. Bring the bottle.
I'm throwing the party while we're away. If you want to get a job, we'll come next Wednesday and meet her. And, that's Jacqueline.
I know, I'll go quick.
That's your partners.
Okay. Because we don't have a meeting next week, everybody's on these slides. I have to celebrate everyone in October because there's no meeting next week. All of these people up here are people that have already had closings in October. One big round of applause. Yes, congratulations. Good job, everybody. It's already had a closing. This is all people that still have closings coming up in October. Y'all are crushing it. All these happy faces. We love it. I also wanted to use my time to spotlight Nicole and Christine. Those are your 2 senior escrow officers. They are busy. We love being busy. We love it. Keep coming. We keep sending the escrows our way. But I just wanted to give them each a shout out because they have both really been crushing October and making sure that all of your escrows are going smooth and the communication hasn't dropped off. If you don't already have one of them on your team, please go down the hall and meet them. They are fantastic. Last thing, quick poll of hands. You're here, so you get to vote. My next class that I'm going to teach can be one of 2 things. Either AI Playbook, or if you're coming to Ashley's business planning on the 31st, then I'll do turn your business plan into your GPS. So, okay, AI Playbook, who wants to do that one next? Okay, and then who wants to do turn your business plan into your GPS?
Raise your hands.
Okay, that one wins. So I'll get that on the calendar for early November. So that means go to business planning clinic. I'll still do AI. I'll just do that on the next one. And then, do you have a question?
When you're done, I'm going to ask a question.
So we'll do turn your business plan into your GPS.
So I want to ask a question. So somebody asked why their picture wasn't on those previous 2 slides. How do you get your picture up there?
You open escrow with escrow partners.
Oh, you do? How does one do that if you represent the buyer?
That's a great question, BB. You should just always ask questions. If you're representing on the buyer side, what you can do is you can take advantage of our welcome offer. So Escrow Partners does have a 15% off offer. And it's unfortunately not going to you as an agent. It's going to your client. So both the buyer client and the seller client. So if you are submitting an offer, you're writing in the RPA, and in that RPA, you write in either Christine's name or Nicole's name as your escrow officer, and you write in Escrow Partners. I would encourage you to actually get on the phone with the listing agent. Tends to go better that way. Give them a call and say, hey, look, I have this amazing escrow officer that I work with. I would love for her to be the escrow officer that we use if you're open to it. And I've included, and I will give you this, there's a sheet I can give you. I've included a welcome offer of 15% off that my escrow officer is willing to give your seller and my buyer. So it just helps bridge the difference in case somebody else is offering something similar and maybe that pushes us over the edge. She's phenomenal with communication. It's a great experience. I just have had such a positive escrow experience with her. I know oftentimes that the listing agent and seller will make that choice, but if you're open to it, I would love for you to have a conversation with my escrow officer. So that's how you do it on the buy side. On the listing side, it can just be part of your presentation. And that's how you get your photo on the slide. Very good question, Bibi.
Okay, we're about to go into risk management. If you are a vendor and you need to already get going, this is your opportunity.
Maybe they want to listen to Broker Bob.
If you want to stay here, you're more than welcome to stick around.
Do we get everything on there?
Yeah, we covered everything.
We did. Hey guys, welcome. How is everybody? You got full bellies? Who liked my dish? Yay! So this is what we're covering today. Exciting stuff, huh? Who's looking forward to risk management? But before we get going, this is not me self-aggrandizing. I want you to vote for me. What I really want you to do is vote for Bridget. There's this magazine called Real Producers. Who's heard? I haven't heard of it. Okay, well it's out there, and they've nominated me for Mail Broker of the Year. I don't know why I got Mail Broker of the Year, but they did. So that's a QR code. If you all want to scan the QR code and go and vote for Bridget, you can go right by me, but scan the QR code to vote for Bridget because she's nominated for Female Leader of the Year nominees.
Oh, no, leader, yeah.
All right. Okay.
Go back real quick.
Go back. Okay.
Hi, Broker Bob.
You should be faster.
So fast, I know, I'm so sorry.
Like rise and grind.
All right.
You should be slow. That's what you should be, under the rise and grind.
If you want to vote for me for being the best looking, I probably would say yes, because that's a motley looking crew.
Mail broker picture.
They've been, I don't know where they got it.
That's an old picture.
Yeah, that is an old picture.
I think your QR code is a still.
All right.
No, where it goes in.
Is Christina here?
Christina?
Oh, there she is. Okay. Let's talk commercial.
You need to clean your glasses.
Well, I didn't see her. She's out there. I was looking over here. I want you to come in and let's introduce Christina. And I don't know who. Oh, that's Nikki.
I didn't know either. I don't know who that is.
You changed outfits. I wanted to introduce the commercial team because from time to time people ask, do we sell commercial in this office? Yes, we do. But we also have to make sure that if you are on the commercial team, you're allowed to sell commercial because it's a little bit more complicated. So that is Nikki, if you don't recognize Nikki. And Christina, who's recently joined our office that's up in the Inland Empire area. So go ahead and give a little 2-minute sales pitch.
Well, I know we're really short on time with our compliance. So in a nutshell, how many people drive a car? Almost everybody, right? How many people in this room drive a bus? Probably not. Why? Because you need a commercial license or commercial training for that. And if that bus hits something, is it the bus driver that gets sued? No. It's the bus driver, the manufacturer of the bus, the company, kaboom. So that's the best way we can describe, why it is that we separate the residential and the commercial side is because of the training. Because our E&O insurance doesn't cover us if the agent is not fully trained in commercial and takes on a lead role in commercial.
I have to actually submit their names to the E&O insurance every year. And they have to ask me how many transactions have they done.
Correct. And then on top of that, we also sell businesses. Not every team does. We do, but we are also certified for that. So if you have someone that, says, oh, I want to sell my business and my brick and mortar, we can handle that for you, but that is a completely different ballpark. We do look at those on a case-per-case basis. I'm super happy that Christina is with us. Also, Kim, who a lot of you met a few weeks ago, who also gives a portion of her business to animal rescue. So Kim's about this big. She's got a cute little bun on top of her head. And tease her because she's not here today. And also Yanni is part of the commercial division. So if you have any needs or questions, the best way to do it, honestly, versus saying, can I shadow you? Can I learn it? If you're not really going to learn commercial, it's not only killing your business, but it's draining the time away from how fast we can get it closed for your client. And last year we gave $62,000 out in referrals fees, and we would love that to be part for you.
In a nutshell, that's it.
Yeah.
Referrals are, if you have a conversation with us and you might have a referral, you might have someone that you're working with that might be interested, happy to have a conversation. You can leave a card. Yes. Yeah.
And these are our new outfits, the black and white. Black and white, and I couldn't get out of this fast enough.
Yeah. I would pay so much money to have you go meet with some male commercial brokers.
Well, have fun. Thank you very much, guys.
Thank you.
I had no idea that was her. Like, who is that woman?
So you all may have saw, you got an email from CARD that they're changing zip forms, which is now going to be called Transact. So we have a year to learn it. They're working tandem, so you can go into each one of them. Some of you may have been into it, but I think they've kind of slowed things down with the rollout. So if you're not seeing it in there, don't be shocked. You're not seeing it?
No, I'm not.
Okay.
I'm looking
So
for
they
it.
must have, I was talking to Mark about it, I'm not seeing it anymore, so I think that they've put the brakes on it. So I don't have any information on it, I probably won't until Friday. Okay, we are going to be doing pop exam. Yes,
I have a question. So Century Lock sounds like they're trying to take.
don't ask me questions on Century Lock. I don't know anything about
Okay,
it.
'cause-
This is risk management, not Century Lock 3.
no, it sounds like they're taking over showing time.
I have no idea.
Okay.
Zero clue. I have too much in this head to remember that I can't. I got the email. Did y'all get the email? I'm like, oh shit, one more thing I gotta learn. No! We're gonna have a little fun today. We're gonna do Q&A. We're gonna see if you guys know the answer to this. So I get a lot of calls, questions. Broker Bob, does my client need to disclose this?
Yes.
Okay, so seller bought a house less than 2 years ago. Do they need to disclose the previous seller's disclosures?
Yes, up to 3 years, right? 3 years. Is it 3 years?
Our office does.
Do we do 3?
We do like 10 or something ridiculous.
3 years.
Yeah, I think it's actually 2. Mark, you'll probably correct me, but I think it is 2 is what I remember on the car calls. So the answer is yes, but why? Because providing that the prior sale documents shows full transparency about what knowledge that the seller had when they bought the property. And when in doubt, disclose, disclose, disclose. The more you disclose, the better. So how do you get the prior disclosures? Well, hopefully, if it's a purchase that you help that seller buy with us, we have them in our transaction management system. But it's your responsibility as agents to get those transaction documents and give them to the seller and make sure that they say, I want you to go through this, and it'll maybe jog your memory about something about the property. So please read through them. If there's anything that you think that you might have forgotten on your disclosures, this will help with that. Yes.
Actually, in that exact situation, we just went under contract for my listing in Fashion Valley, and I helped my seller buy it in 2022, so it's 3 years. It just went under contract, so I was talking to my transaction manager, and I don't know if we're still going to provide the disclosure, so that was 3 years ago. So.
You can never under-disclose.
Right.
You can over-disclose. Under-disclosing is what gets you guys in trouble.
So you suggest that I show those or deliver them to my seller again for her to review again, and is that what you're saying?
The good standard of practice whenever you take a listing and it comes to the disclosures, don't just rely on your TC to send off the disclosures and say, please fill this out. What you should be doing is having a conversation with the seller about the importance of disclosing everything they possibly can, because 95% of what you end up in post-close issues where you have to pay Nancy the $10,000 deductible, and she'll chase you down. She'll get it from you somehow. That's the E&O deductible that you guys are responsible for if something's not disclosed, and that's where most claims come from. Whether or not it's done right, but you got to have that conversation with the seller. They're whatever knowledge they think that's a material fact. Material fact, who knows what that is? It was one of the questions on the real estate exam.
An item that affects the desirability
Of the property. It's an item that affects the desirability of the property. So as much as you can give that buyer through the disclosure process, the better off you'll be. And if there's ever anything during the disclosure process that is of significance that the buyer asks about, you make sure you document where?
In an email.
In your communication log. So there's a record of it. Because what's the first thing the attorney will ask for if you're ever in a claim?
communication log.
Communication log. It's the first time. The first thing they ask for. We need your communication log. And then you're hurriedly going and building one because you do everything through your text. You should be doing it through an email. And you should put in the subject line of the property address in your subject line. And then communicate everything to follow up on the conversation we had. We discussed this. Please reply back that you've gotten this email and confirmed. Chris saved a claim once because he did that in email where the buyers were claiming that Chris did something that he didn't. He says, no, I told them not to do it, or to do it, one of the two. And the attorney says, you're not going to be able to sue him because he advised you, and it's in an email.
Bitches.
The seller had a previous escrow that canceled. Do they need to disclose the previous buyer's inspection reports if they were given them?
Yes.
Maybe. Answer is yes. Providing a report that now contains material facts of the property would be important for full disclosure. It also allows the buyer to see a chain of knowledge about the property conditions. However, there's caveats. If the seller did not get the inspection report from the previous buyer, what do?
If they were not.
If that buyer that canceled did not give the whatever inspection reports they had to the seller, what do?
Disclose material fact.
Say that there was no material fact, no report was given.
So that they didn't
Buyer
get
bought
one.
it.
Yeah.
So they don't have to
Disclose that
Yeah.
they
There were no
did do a report, but they did not give us, so we don't have what's in it. Okay? You're all looking confused.
Oh, I see.
Any questions
How are
on
you
it?
supposed to give a report if you don't have it?
Right,
I know, it's a trick
Right,
question,
yeah.
right?
yeah,
But you should disclose that you don't have it.
right.
If you don't disclose you don't have it, then it shows that you might be hiding something. So you disclose you don't have it. You disclose that the buyer refused to give it to you. Because in the RPA, it stipulates that the buyer doesn't have to give the inspection reports to that seller. But if they're using it as a basis for cancellation from the inspection, yes, they should be given the report. And most buyers, out of spite, will just give it to the seller just to spite them.
Can you tell the buyer and the buyer's agent not to give it to you?
You could. Yeah, you could.
Wait, what was your question, Alicia?
Could you tell the buyer's agent not to give it to you?
Oh.
Yes.
Like Mike Law and I were in a transaction once, and I was a listing agent, and he wanted to send it, or he asked if he should send it to me. I said, absolutely not, I don't want to see it.
Okay, because if you don't have it, you don't.
Yeah.
Okay, gotcha.
So these first three questions were actually live questions I got in the last 2 weeks,
He canceled.
which is why they're the first three. So a seller knows of an upcoming $4,000 HOA assessment but hasn't received official notice yet. Do they need to disclose it?
Yes.
So why do they need to disclose it? What's the key word there?
They know it.
Yes, they know it. They know of an upcoming. Good one, Charlie. Really good. You like coming to scripts. You're learning really a lot of stuff.
That was a plug.
Duh. This week's we're doing seller objections for pricing to help you price it right in this market. And Lynn came because she's got a listing. They're trying to get it to price right to the market. And she learned something. You learned something? You learned something, right? Yeah, you learned. Okay. So,
Right?
even without written notice, if the seller knows about an upcoming assessment, it's a material fact, so it needs to be disclosed. Okay? A seller painted the house last year for cosmetic reasons only. Must this be disclosed?
Yes.
Is that your final answer?
Yes.
Okay. Want to know why?
It asked it on the SPQ.
Cosmetic improvements such as painting or replacing carpet do not require disclosures unless done to conceal a defect.
So what does the SPQ ask you?
So it's a trick question. I want to see if someone knew the answer.
Isn't it a
So
question
Chris,
of
you tell me you
TDS?
read the SPQ?
Yes, I read that.
Thank you.
Listen,
In the last
19
years,
years
right?
I've never been sued, so.
Doesn't
There
the
you go.
SGQ just say as the house is painted?
Isn't
It's
that
not
a question
12 months?
on the TDS?
Thank you, guys. This was a trick question.
Yeah.
I wanted to see if anybody would catch this.
Yeah.
Thank God, I'm in a room of
So
smart
your
people.
answer is wrong.
Right.
I know!
I'm like, wait a second.
You're killing me. Hopefully whoever's watching this on the recording is listening as well.
Oh.
Yeah, they are.
Not always. We
Don't
do
do trick
turn on our
questions
volume.
Yeah.
I've been on my phone for the last hour while you've been talking. I'm not listening to the videos, I'm just watching.
So I had a foundation report 3 years ago, but the repairs were never done unless they
Yes,
disclosed.
it doesn't matter when
Okay.
the report was done, it hasn't been done,
Yes.
so it's defect.
Now she's getting sassy.
Don't do that,
You do that, BB.
Now she's paying attention.
I'm gonna ask everybody in questions, yes.
Any identified issues that were not done still need to be disclosed.
I have a question.
Yes.
What if they have been repaired? Do you still disclose that it was a past repair?
Yes. Yes.
Yeah.
Now she's getting real sassy. Give me those damn gift cards, damn it.
I gave you a
Fork them over. Mama needs a new pair of shoes.
No,
So the seller's elderly parents passed away 6 years ago.
no.
Only if they ask.
3 years.
Does this need to be disclosed?
No,
They have an ethical obligation.
Only if they are asked.
if they ask.
The answer is no, but it could be yes if,
They
3
ask.
years or less.
no, the parents are still in the bed that they died in.
Oh my gosh, that's terrible.
The body might not be.
It was a celebrity.
What was that movie, Norman Bates? He kept his dead mom?
Yeah, it was.
Aren't you supposed to, if it like made national news or there was something like, are you supposed to do it?
Only if the body
Hold
is
on.
in the bed.
What's the question?
If there was something major that happened, like if there was a major event that it made the news because it was this big story, aren't you still supposed to disclose it even after
Well,
3 years?
Yes, if it's a material fact that could impact the value of the house,
Right.
like, if it's, you know.
Suicide.
Even
If
after.
the, here's what I would say, if the neighbors, it's the first thing the neighbors are gonna say,
Yes.
I'd probably disclose it.
Yeah.
After all these years, Betty Broderick Mansion is still
Still.
disclosed. Or that one in Rancho Santa Fe, the.
Heaven's Gate.
Heaven's
Heaven's
Gate.
Gate. Oh, they turned that one down, didn't they?
Yeah. They changed the name of it.
Yes.
You're still have to disclose it because
Even if the building
Yes.
is torn down, right?
Yeah. When in doubt, disclose. So the answer on this one is yes. Even if there are repairs, buyers have the right to know the full
And
history.
that's on the disclosures. And they're repaired, right.
Agent notices a strong smell of mildew in the home that the seller says they have never had a mold issue. Does the agent need to disclose?
Yes.
Okay, good. You guys are good. Agents have a duty to disclose observable conditions that may suggest defects, even the seller denies knowledge. Let's go back to that. Because this happens a lot. Who's ever been in a situation where the seller says, I do not want you to disclose that? You have? And how did you handle it?
I put it on my ABIU under other remarks
Yes.
that I noticed it, and then I just tell people, I'm like, the seller says whatever, but this is what I've noticed, and then I just leave it at that and cover my own ass.
That's smart, yeah.
So here's where I get into discussion with agents in our office a lot if they are representing certain persuasion of sellers called flippers. Because flippers are notorious for saying to our agent, I don't want you to disclose that. And our agent, I tell them, you have a duty to disclose that. if they're telling you not to. You do put it on your Avid as part of your Avid as part of the disclosure. So if you have a flipper you're representing, you need to know what these flippers try and do sometimes because they try and hide stuff. We mostly, why is our E&O insurance so high?
Because of flippers?
Because of flippers in California. This started back in 2019 when our rates started going up and up and up and up and up. And the reason was Southern California is a hotbed for flip exposure. They're the most litigated cases. So from not only a sell side, but a buy side. It's pretty common if you represent a buyer on a flip property to make sure that they're going to probably end up in some type of disclosure claim with that seller because the seller intentionally hid something. Okay? Seller once had a clogged sink 10 years ago that was repaired and hasn't been a problem since. Must this be disclosed?
Yes.
They probably forgot about it.
No. If they know of it or remember it, yes.
Answer is no. Ordinary maintenance issues that were resolved long ago and don't affect value or desirability don't really need to be disclosed.
What's considered long ago?
10 years.
10 or more?
Yeah.
So it was 9.5 years ago, it's closing?
Yeah.
Depends how it was repaired. Did they have to rip out a wall?
Nothing excessive.
Here we go with the neighbor. The neighbor mentioned the city might widen the street in front of the property, but there's no official notice yet. Does it need to be disclosed?
Hearsay. It's hearsay. I would probably
Neighbor.
disclose it just to say a neighbor said
Yes.
that it hasn't been verified.
Answer is yes. If the seller reasonably believes a project is coming, it's a potential material fact that could in fact affect desirability, especially street widening. So yeah, disclose it.
Yeah, but what if the neighbor's thinking that, but the homeowner doesn't know that? I had a situation in an HOA where we had special assessment, my clients paid, and then after my client sold the property, there was another special assessment that the president said the seller should have known about, and they were like, they decided this after we moved, we had no idea. So if, like, I'm selling my house, but I've never heard that the street's being widened, but my neighbor who hates me is saying that, because a couple of my neighbors do hate me, but they...
Surprise,
Like, I'm not saying my neighbors hate me. I mean, that could be.
So, when in doubt,
Disclose.
disclose.
Well, I'm not disclosing something I don't know about.
Right, like what, I agree.
If you have knowledge of it.
I don't have knowledge of it.
If he doesn't have knowledge, then he doesn't need to disclose
What if the
it. Because he had no
neighbors are
knowledge.
And what if, it's just like purely hearsay, like even the neighbors are getting conflicting information on what they believe is gonna happen and what,
If the seller has no knowledge, meaning I don't know, they never heard about it.
I think
They can't disclose something they don't know about.
Right. So
your
that's it.
explanation is different than what the stated situation is. Meaning, the neighbor could have just mentioned it, but if the seller now thinks, oh my God, this is coming, then they have to disclose it.
Yeah, if they know
If
about
they think
it.
the neighbor's full of
Yeah,
poo-poo,
that's different.
and just, then they don't have to.
Yeah. Yeah, because what if you got a crazy neighbor?
Yeah, I have a few of those.
You need to
Like,
disclose
you gotta.
And that's what you need to disclose the crazy neighbor.
Yeah,
That's a material fact.
Yeah, let's say your name's Peggy, right? And Peggy's crazy. And you've got this crazy woman that.
I think that's a
Start in
good
trouble, right?
a good conversation to have with the seller when you're talking to them about anything they need to fill out. That should go on the disclosure too, and actually have a question similar to that. But
Peggy's crazy.
So, like that washer dryer that that my seller installed in a community laundry complex, like we reviewed the HOAs, another neighbor reviewed, my seller did. There's nowhere in there that actually says you cannot install a washer dryer. So, but then you have neighbors who believe that you couldn't, but there's nothing in there that shows. Now there's talk that they may.
so you had doubt, you did the right thing.
I what?
You had doubt, you did the right thing.
I what out?
You had.
You had doubt.
Oh, I had doubt, okay.
You
I'm like,
had
I know-
doubt.
I know.
Turn your hearing aid up, Corinne.
No, I could not literally understand. Okay, I have another person here. I'm slurring your words, BB. What's in your drink?
I have a question about crazy neighbors. Because I'm taking a listing where the owner has a crazy neighbor, but they think that they're the only ones out of the cul-de-sac that the owner is psycho about. She also has that condition we learned yesterday about her hearing, and the neighbor, to piss them off, put wind chimes right on the fence. So for her, it literally drives her freaking bananas. They have to move. Like they just have not had a relationship with this neighbor for 20 years. Nobody else in the community has an issue. Do they need to disclose it?
No.
It's annoying.
I would, yeah, it's a coming up question.
Oh.
Talks about it, you should disclose.
Noise disturbance.
It's called a neighborhood nuisance.
I said, yeah, I did talk to them. It is a
Nuisance and
noise.
noise.
And nuisance, yeah.
The garage was converted without permits, must the seller
Yes.
disclose? Yes,
Please.
please. And don't rely on the listing agent's, information about whether stuff is legal or not.
May or may not.
Make sure your buyer does their own inspection investigation. Seller had termites 5 years ago with no recurrence. Must this be disclosed?
I would say, yeah, I would say.
Yes.
Isn't that
I mean, that's a good
standard?
These are material facts, and buyers must inform of any prior issues, even if resolved.
Well, that's it.
For termites.
You actually had it treated.
termites is not regular maintenance.
You know?
Yeah. It's an infestation. Property is located next to a busy school that generates heavy traffic and noise.
Yes.
Okay. Neighborhood nuisances like noise, odors, or frequent activity are material facts that affect desirability. So, nuisance for your neighbor. Even though nobody else is, it's a nuisance for that neighbor. That's a material fact for her.
You know,
That's your
Yes, it's
Yeah.
a disclosure lost.
No, but wouldn't you want to?
But it's an
Yeah.
it's a report.
doesn't mean you can't disclose it.
Wait, no,
Right.
but on the disclosures, BB, it says, there's in there, do you
Any
have
reports in
any,
the last
whether
2
repaired or
years?
not? Whether repaired or
But
not.
it's
It
no
says any-
defect,
Well,
so no repair would be.
well, that's why it wasn't repaired, because there was no defect, so what, like, you know, like, I would think that yes. Is this another trick question?
No, it's not.
I see, I don't believe you anymore.
Takes once.
Broken my trust,
I'm
BB.
rubbing off on her.
But, when in doubt,
Disclose.
disclose.
So does it
Oh, I
hurt?
was thinking, I thought you were gonna say, when in doubt, question.
It's okay if we do.
But there were no issues on the report.
Yes, and on the bottom of Martin.
I mean, wouldn't you wanna say that? Yeah, we had a report, and guess what? There were no issues. Well, that's a good thing, right? I mean, that's a good thing.
Yeah.
Totally, exactly.
Yes.
Yes.
Oh, yeah.
Yes. Especially.
Okay.
Yes.
Yes, there's a whole form for that. See?
How are we doing with getting insurance for your buyers?
It's expensive, but you.
It's been okay, yeah.
So again, recommend when you're working with a buyer, you get the insurance to talk to them, to talk to an insurance person. Maybe you need to talk to 3 or 4 insurance people right away to just get them going on it. So when you do get the property, they need to, and you have a fully executed contract. They call that insurance person that day.
Yep.
That day, because it's taking that long with some companies to get anything to come back. We have one right now. Properties down the street, right on the effing river. It's not in a high or very high. $4,000 for a 2-bedroom condo.
For a condo?
$4,000.
Wow. They're right in the flood.
No, they're not in the flood zone. But that damn fire that happened last summer is causing these insurance companies to spook.
Oh.
Because it was next to the river. Oh, there's bushes. Yeah, they're right next to a floating water. That buyer wasn't too happy. No.
Yes.
Yes, because they.
Yes, of course.
Okay.
Yes.
Yeah.
Are you allowed to say that it's a water stain?
No,
Yeah.
because you don't know what.
It's a visual. Okay.
Discoloration.
Guys are doing well.
I don't see discoloration.
Yes. Or discoloration like on paint or.
What are we? Yes? Okay.
More?
No.
No.
No?
Tell that to your flipper. They seem to think that-
As in, it means no repair will be made. It does not eliminate the legal duty to disclose all material facts.
Word.
Yes.
Yes. Nuisance.
Okay, wind chimes,
Yes.
nuisance.
Possible.
Yes,
Yeah.
that there is a possibility that is suspected is the better word.
I suspect. Why not? Let's just not talk about it. Maybe they won't notice.
Until they have their inspection, and the inspector says, could be. That's all right.
Oh, yes.
Yes.
Okay.
Yes.
Might as well. Just
Yes.
dispose.
Yes.
Just
Oh, the property.
reasonably believe it
Right,
could
yeah,
happen.
but someone may, yeah. No.
No.
So it depends on,
It
it
depends
depends
on
on
the
how you
idea.
have the
What you
rules.
said about the street.
The street lights.
So if
Right.
the neighbor is the HOA president, then yes,
Oh.
because they're credible.
Well, but we can't make a determination whether the credit is.
I like Ben's question.
It's just a rumor.
Because then we.
Yeah.
But if the rumor is coming from a credible source,
Yeah, but there's no source. It's just a rumor.
it's a neighbor.
The
Well,
neighbor
we
might
go
say.
back to the
but the
rationale that
source
you
is
had in
the
the last
rumor.
one. Do they reasonably believe
Right.
that that could happen, then they should disclose it.
But there's no proof. So I'm assuming that they
You
actually.
didn't talk to the neighbor.
They've actually looked to see if there was any evidence, and there wasn't any. It was just a rumor. There's no proof of it. But when in doubt,
Disclose.
yeah. Heard a rumor.
Yeah, you just.
Back on the fire one, on the RPA about the optional fire hazard disclosure, is it always optional, or is there some point, like if they thought that that was a fire region, that they should require it, or how do you decide?
It's in the natural hazard disclosure.
What do you
It's
mean?
never optional.
No, right here, it's optional wildfire disclosure report. It's
That's
two
It's
on
part of the
RPA.
NHD.
It should be in the NHD report.
And we're supposed to get the NHD during our listing period.
And no, who's do that, but this is a separate thing, different
Yeah,
from,
that's
the
out
natural
here.
hazard is Q1, this is Q2. And usually it's filled in, like says provided by, and I think
yeah.
it says like, choice or whatever.
What's your question? Is it what?
So, because we're talking about the fire thing,
I don't want to get into FHDS because that could be an hour-long class. But what's a quick question?
She's asking about the extra report on, when you go to choose the MHD report, there's an extra drop-down that says, you can ask for an extra fire report.
Oh, that.
Oh, the wildfire.
Yeah, that's not required. You don't need to get that. It's optional.
And talk to, is Marcy from Property
Marcy's
Review?
here.
Is she here?
She
She had some, she told me some information that was great just about that too, so maybe we can get her into answer.
The whole thing about is who's
But it's not
determining
required,
who's
yeah.
going to take care of it is really the issue. And that's between the buyer and the seller. They need to figure that out.
Mm-hmm.
And usually most sellers are just letting the buyers take care of it after close of escrow. Unfortunately, there was no toilet police. There's no NHD police. However, there is insurance companies that will come look to make sure that defensible space has been done. Otherwise, your rates get jacked up. It's a horrible law. If you guys were here last week for the lecture. I mean, even I learned something in the class. It was so confusing for everybody to understand, and then try and teach you guys to teach your principals. It's like,
It's crazy. That would be negotiable, yeah?
Were you looking at this before?
No, but I just approve it.
It is negotiable, yeah.
Like,
It's dealt with.
this is what we said next time. Not because of it.
Answers, unless within 3 years have passed. And of course, what's the other reason why we need to disclose if it's like 8 years ago?
They were violent or
Or
something
they
that the neighbors.
The bodies are still in the bed.
Stop it.
It's haunted.
What's your? I mean,
Now
why
I'm
wouldn't you?
Huh?
Why wouldn't you want to? If you've got some nice upgrades.
Well, the answer is no, because routine cosmetic improvements are not necessary. Yeah, just like painting.
Okay, but I'm still doing it.
But you can still do it.
Okay.
What do you mean
Still
that?
do it.
Well,
Disclose.
routine maintenance is asked on the disclosure. Do you
This
do
is
it?
cosmetics,
Oh.
not maintenance, cosmetics.
You're being very particular.
So are our attorneys when they sue you. So the key takeaway, when in doubt,
Disclose.
disclose. All those could have been yeses, really. I just peppered in a few that I could probably say could probably be no. But again, they're not 100% no. But these are the questions I get emailed from agents here at the Market Center. I thought it'd be a good idea to let you know, and especially when you sit down. Again, I repeat, standard of practice, you should be sitting down with your clients when they fill out their disclosures or talk to them about when they fill them out, how to help jog memory about certain things that they think they need to bring up in the disclosures. Don't just rely on your TCs to take care of it for you, which a lot of agents do. Well, the TC will take care of it. When you're named in a suit, they are not naming the TC, they're naming you. And how many have been named in a suit? What's the first thing you guys do? Panic. Ashley and I are dealing with it. One of our agents, great agent, this was with their previous broker. This individual is freaked out because they're named in a suit and they're like, oh. And it was with their previous broker, which is a whole nother story. And you guys freak out unnecessarily, but this is what, and then it plays with your mind, and you don't do the things you need to be doing, going out and getting more business. I don't want you to focus on stuff like that. Okay.
And a kick in the rear from broker Bob.
You don't get a kick in the rear. You just get, when you get named in a claim, I try and help you navigate through it emotionally, but I'm very black and white. It's like, okay, this is this, we're going to take care of it, boom, boom, boom. So don't think my black and white is like I don't care, because I know what you guys are going through. But now I just go into broker mode, okay, this is what I need to do. And I'm going to ask you questions, not as if I'm accusing you, but I got to ask you questions the same thing an attorney would when they start asking the questions, so that I can convey it to them.
Yeah, I was just saying, because it said failure to do so can result in, and then it had something, and I said, or a kick in the rear. Like, that's probably.
You only get kicked in the rear when you're an ass. And then I get mad at you. Yes, Chris.
I was just gonna say, I got named in a lawsuit once, years ago, and I picked up the phone, called Robert. He was very black and white, but at the end of the day, I had my shit in order, and it was quashed in like, what, 72 hours, I think?
I don't remember it because I've had so many in the last 5 hours.
Mine was longer, but I'll tell you, it was really quick. And it was because I email everything to everyone, and just word-wise, at the end of every email, just ask them a question. Did you want to meet tomorrow? Did you want to this? They'll reply, and then they got it. Once they've got
smart.
you're
And that's probably why you don't remember, because he had his stuff in order. And
No, I've just had so many claims in the last 5 years. It's been frickin' hell on the broker because I judge what I'm doing to make sure we keep our E&O insurance lower. But we've had so many claims, now our E&O insurance is a lot of money. I just sent Nancy the monthly payment that is coming at the first of the month. And then Nancy's got to figure out where it's coming from. She's printing money back there in the back room. What'd you learn today?
Broker Bob likes to trick us.
Don't trust me.
Why not change it?
What else did you learn?
Even if the seller doesn't disclose them.
And what else? It's the key thing that I said a couple times.
Writing down.
Yeah.
Keep a log.
Document.
Making sure you sit down and guide your seller through the disclosure process, because that's what's going to prevent a post-claim issue where the buyer wants to sue because the buyer always says the seller didn't disclose this. Okay? All right. You guys have been great. Have a great day.